Eugene is going to just in a thumbnail tell us what are the responsibilities and what should you expect from a state committee member.
Great, everyone. Thank you. Eugene DePasquale. I'm your state party chair. So I believe, and this is not in any of the bylaws, but I believe I'm the only state party chair of either party in the history of the United States to also simultaneously be a member of the Squirrel Hill Little League Hall of Fame. That's an honest to good stat. You can win Jeopardy on that one someday.
Bravo!
Here's the responsibilities of state committee members. So first of all, and I know I've got a quick thumbnail because a lot of agenda here. Only 3 counties elect state committee members by state Senate district. Only 3. And that is Philadelphia, Allegheny, and Montgomery. Montgomery just got added this cycle because it's based on Democratic registration. So if you get to be in a quote unquote too big, and that's not a bad thing. We want every county to be too big with registered Democrats. But if you get to have too many registered Democrats, then we go by a state Senate district because the feeling is that doing it at large by the county, you then wouldn't get to know who the members are. That's why we do it by Senate district, and Allegheny, Philly, and Montgomery has been added. Every other county, it is by at large. Even, Bucks and Chester, which are pretty big. Obviously, Westmoreland's pretty big, Dauphin and Lancaster, et cetera. They are still at large as well. It is, now we have adjusted the rules, so there is gender balance, but there is what we added language in there for the trans community as well, so that the trans community can also run and be a member of Democratic State Committee. So that has been adjusted. Our main job, not to be too flip about it, is to help the party win elections. I mean, my job as party chair is to raise money and bang away at Republicans. I mean, and hold Donald Trump and other elected Republicans accountable, and to make sure that we are doing that in an organized, structured way. So when I got the gavel in September, they said, boss, good news, here's the gavel. Bad news, we can't make payroll in September. And that payroll was in 2 weeks. Well, since that time, we've raised about $2 million, and now we have over $1 million cash on hand. And we are also hiring organizers for every single part of the state. And we already have an 8 full-time member of our voter protection legal team. So we are doing everything we can at the state party level to make sure every vote is protected and make sure we're doing our regional organizing, because we learned from 2024. Believe me, I saw what happened when 2024 went south. We want to make sure that never happens again. As a state committee member, there's really 3 primary roles here. Number 1 is to elect the officers of the state party, the chair, the vice chair, and we have the treasurer and other officers. That would be number 1. Number 2 is to provide policy input where you believe the party should be going, based on the area you represent. So if you are from Tioga County, you should be talking about the needs of rural parts of Pennsylvania and what we could be doing in rural Pennsylvania. Obviously, if you're a state committee member from Squirrel Hill, I'm not saying you don't care about rural issues, but you're going to talk about other issues, whether it be public education, public safety, reproductive freedom, gun legislation, whatever it is that our voters are telling you in your community that the party should be focused on. The third thing is to take what is happening at the state level and bring it back to your local area to help Democrats get elected. I mean, so that is the main function. Elect the party officers, promote policies that reflect the district that you are from, the area you are from, and to take that information back to help Democrats get elected in your area. Final thing on this point, and then I'm happy to answer a couple of questions before you move on, if that's okay. That is, we have a whole host of working group caucuses. So if you're running, you might want to look up some of those caucuses and decide which one, because there's some people that sign up for 20 of them. I'm exaggerating on the 20, and that means you cannot accomplish anything. The advice I want to give you as your chair is that if you get on state committee, pick one caucus, one, not because you don't care about the others, but this is a volunteer job. We only have so much time. Pick an issue, whether it is the environment, disability caucus. There is a whole host of these caucuses. Pick one and put your energy into that. So that is what it is. It is, some people think it is more glamorous than that. I mean, let me tell you something. We'll be at the Penn Stater Saturday, and we'll be, hashing it out, some of the things we have to hash out, and then we're getting in our own cars by ourselves and driving home or carpooling it. This is not glamorous work, but it's important work to make sure that we make Jay Costa a majority leader. We make sure that we expand our House majority and that we reelect the governor so that we can all look ourselves in the mirror and say, when we raise the minimum wage, we were all part of that. So that's a sort of thumbnail sketch of what it is to be a state committee member. And happy to answer any questions on that. Marty. So I will say this, we made it a priority, both in the state house, state senate, and the congressional, to get as many opponents as possible because we didn't want anyone to have a free ride. There are 4 key races for Congress. They are all in the eastern part of the state. They're it's from the Scranton district through the Poconos to the Lehigh Valley, the Bucks County seat, and then Pennsylvania 10, which is, Dauphin, Cumberland, and parts of York. We are all 4 of those Republican incumbents have all cast bad votes on healthcare, affordability, you name it. The districts are all tough, but if the election were today, we win a minimum of 3 of them. Here's the part that I keep drilling into everybody. And that is, if we win 3 of those 4 districts, we have to win at least 2, but I think 3 is the real number. If we win 3 of those districts, Donald Trump legislatively becomes a lame duck president the very next day. So is there any other thoughts on that, Marty, or? Gotcha. Absolutely. And I just want to say Liz has been a good friend, and it's been a joy to work with you. When I was running, for Attorney General, and certainly my time as chair, I really appreciate your partnership, Liz. And I will get that list to Liz. Eric. Look, I mean, first of all, they're all, I mean, let's just say we don't want to lose any incumbents, whether it's Summer or Chris DeLuzio. I just believe in this environment right now that they are likely, and there's a part of me, the old baseball guy, keep your foot on the gas, et cetera. But Summer and Chris are going to be fine. I mean, we got to make sure, but but the reason why we're talking about that is there right now, that doesn't look like there's going to be any real money spent against Chris or Summer. And Chris's seat is one that could flip a little bit. Summer's district isn't as safe as the old 14th used to be. But in a year like this, where we are competitive in rural Lancaster County, I'm just not as worried as I would be, say, if it was 2010 and we had Chris and Summer on the ballot. So, but having said that, look, unless somebody's looking to get a condo in the Lehigh Valley, we still got to get our vote out here. Summer and Chris are going to benefit from that because we still need to maximize our vote everywhere. And in 2024, we bled everywhere. Important to keep in mind, like, we bled everywhere. So that is correct. And one thing to say also about the last state committee meeting, because and I get it, I get both sides of this, but there was always an effort to try to not have the state committee members weighing in on policy. And the Progressive Caucus offered a resolution on ICE. And instead of doing what normal chairs had done, which is This group didn't want it. That group didn't want it. Everyone wants to go home. Alabama's playing Auburn or something, whatever nonsense. And I'll watch college football with the best of them. I worked with the governor's office, our congressional leadership team, and we got a resolution that condemned ICE, called for the firing of Kristi Noem. And as I tell people, Kristi Noem got fired about 3 days later. So I'm going to say we take at least a little bit of responsibility for that. But we're here to let, part of that is to let people know where the rank and file of the party is. It doesn't mean if you're an elected Democrat and you're in the state house, state Senate, U.S. Senate, governor, whatever it is, it doesn't mean we get to tell them everything they get to do. They have to do their job, but we should be reflecting what the rank and file of the party believes so they know that going in. And with that, I think that's it. Is that fine?
Really appreciated hearing from the chair what you should be expecting from a Democratic committee member at the state level.